Hello, my name is Jessica. I am here to discuss a few different aspects of caregiving for a loved one. I am going to take a guess and say that no one here has ever provided care for a bedbound loved one before. It is not something you will necessarily ever experience, but lots of families do meet this challenge. There is also a nursing shortage in the United States, so it's very possible that you could become a caregiver to a loved one at some point in your life. I promise you that I know it sounds very scary and intimidating, but I promise you that in most cases the experience is incredibly bonding and easier than one would think. So I'd like to walk you through a couple aspects of caregiving process for you and your family to help along the way. First, creating a healing environment for your loved one. Second, making an occupied bed. And lastly, caregiver burnout and the importance of self-care. First, let's discuss a healing environment. It was Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing, who had first said, "Where there is sunlight, there is thought." She is well known for her care of the soldiers in the Crimean War. There she developed a nursing code of honor while saving lives and increasing the health and comfort of the soldiers. She introduced cleanliness, fresh air, and sunlight to the wounded. Florence's simple interventions decreased the mortality rate from 60% to 42% and then to 2.2%. In order to create a healthy, healing environment, we must remember to keep the clutter down to a minimum, keep the room clean, open windows for fresh air, and if possible, move your loved one's bed near a window for sun exposure. Second, I'd like to share with you the importance of making an occupied bed and how to make an occupied bed. Many times it is not possible for us or practical for us to move our loved one out of bed. So it is very important to know how to take care of them while they're bedbound. Soiled linens can lead to infection and be very uncomfortable, and a general rule of thumb is to change the sheets every other day unless they become soiled first. Now, making an occupied bed can be kind of tricky. Some would even say that it is an art form. I am going to walk you through the process. I've cut it down to 5 easy steps. First, it is important to get everything prepared before you start. So make sure you have all your sheets, washcloths, towels within arm's reach. Second, gently roll your loved one onto their side and unfold the dirty fitted sheet, rolling it towards their body. Third, you're going to take a clean fitted sheet and fit it around the corners of the bed and roll that sheet towards you and tuck that roll underneath the dirty sheet. Next, you're going to roll your loved one back to the clean side of the bed, get the dirty sheet out, unroll the clean sheet. And fifth, finally, you're going to roll your loved one back onto the clean sheets, get them comfortable and something to drink because they have been working just as hard as you have. Now, those are the steps of making an occupied bed. It can be a little confusing and difficult to master at first, but with the extra effort, your family member will be clean and comfortable. Lastly, next we're going to talk about something very important, which is called caregiver burnout. Caregiver burnout is a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion. This occurs if you're taking on too much for yourself. Sometimes it can be a lack of money, a lack of time to help your loved one, also taking on too much for yourself and feeling like it's only your job to be there when you should be asking people for help. Symptoms of caregiver burnout are loss of interest in friends and family, feelings of depression, changes in weight or appetite, changes in sleep patterns, overuse of drugs or alcohol, feeling of wanting to harm yourself or others. I'd like to take a minute right now to say call 911 or the National Suicide Prevention Line at 1-800-273-8255 if you think you might be anywhere near feeling these feelings while caring for someone. Some of the ways that we can take care of ourselves in these situations is knowing our limits, maybe finding a counselor or a friend to talk with. Set realistic goals for yourself. Set aside time for yourself, even if it's just for an hour or two. Stay healthy and eat right and get plenty of rest while being a caregiver or in general. It is always important to remember self-care, whether you're acting as a caregiver or not. Self-care is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity if you're going to be an effective caregiver. So, in conclusion, there are many cultures that see caring for a loved one or elderly relative as an honor, a rites of passage, or even a milestone. It is a beautiful and terrifying experience. Life can be surprising. In some cases, we must take what is given to us and make the best of it. If you remember how to keep a healthy environment, a clean bed, enough time to take care of yourself, you will be an absolutely wonderful caregiver. And thank you for your time.